is up, YouTube? Tony here with a video review on the Moto Z Play. I've been using it for about 2 weeks now. I was planning to do this review outdoors, but it is just way too cold. So I'm in the car where it's nice and quiet. And let's go ahead and knock the specs out the way. So this is running the Snapdragon 625, 3 gigabytes of RAM, 32 gigabytes of internal storage with SD card slot. It does have adaptable storage where you can expand the storage within your SD card. It does have a 16 megapixel rear facing camera with dual flash. It has front facing 5 megapixel camera with flash in the front, and it does have a fingerprint reader, which is pretty fast. Let's see if I can get it to go. I'm holding it kind of wrong here, but it does have a fingerprint reader, which is pretty good. And the screen quality on here is actually 1080p, and it's very visible outdoors. You can see it's not like the greatest, but it does get pretty bright and it's pretty visible outdoors. It's not as bright as the iPhone 7 Plus. And you can see that there is a microphone on the bottom, fingerprint reader. It does have on-screen navigation buttons. You can see the flash on the top. And let me see on the side over here, you can see the volume rockers, and you can see the power button, which it does have a little texture on it. Volume button, they're up kind of high in my opinion. And let me see, a microphone on the top, and on the bottom we do have USB type C and a headphone jack. And we also have these connections. What do they call it? We also have these connections back here for the Moto mods. You can slap on Moto mods. They all work across all the Z lines. So I got the battery pack here. So first complaint of the Moto Z Play would be the camera. The camera is just super laggy when it comes to taking still shots, and it doesn't have optical image stabilization that I'm aware of. And the videos are, they're not the greatest. It does take some good videos, they're just not the greatest. And also the camera, there's like a huge delay after you take the shot. Those are like that's like my main complaint will be the camera, which I believe that can be fixed with an update. The next thing would be that connectivity is real good on it. You do get real good Wi-Fi reception. Also, you get, mobile LTE from T-Mobile works great on this device. Call quality was perfect. Let me see what else. Call quality was perfect, and the speaker on here is also pretty loud. It's not the loudest speaker, but the placement of where they put it is actually beneficial. You could actually, if you're into viewing content, the front-facing speaker sounds pretty good, even though it's a mono speaker. So there's no other speaker on the bottom. There's just one speaker, which comes from the ear speaker right here. So yeah, my complaints on it would, like I said, the camera and holding this device in your hand. It actually feels pretty good in the hand, but the edges are really slippery. The edges are really slippery on this device. So if you're rocking this device just how it is with a mod on it, it's a little bit more difficult to hold on to. Let me put this mod on. You can see what I mean. See, with the mod, you get kind of like a contour of your palm, so it's like kind of rounded. So it feels much better once you got the mod on, and it does add some nice grip to it. So the battery mod, in my opinion, would be the way to go with this, or maybe put on like a D-brand skin or some kind of skin. So you need something to make it less slippery. In my opinion, it's very slippery. So the mods on here work great. And let me see what else I can bring up. It's running stock Android. It's pretty stock, bare bones. Let me turn the brightness up. You can see it does not get the brightest, but it is visible outdoors. Pretty good quality screen right there. It's 1080p. And let me see what else. I am rocking the Pixel launcher just to try it out. After a few days, I decided just to try out the Pixel launcher, but it does come with stock Google launcher, which is another good thing. I'll show you settings real quick. Settings is actually stock. You can see that it's stock Android. There's no extra features there. And let me see, about phone, you can see we're running 6.0.1, and I did get an update just the other day, and I guess that was the November 1st 2016 security patch. So they're a little behind with their security patch update. and that's, you know, it's kind of concerning for me. But other than that, it is pretty bare bones stock Android. There's not much to talk about. You do get some extra, you get like maybe a couple extra apps, and one would be Moto. So this right here that says Moto, you tap on it, and in here you have, okay, let me go back. In here we have actions for like the gestures, and then we have voice. You can do commands over voice, and you can also do the display. So in display, what you have is you can block your apps, or you can add your apps that you want to be displayed. And then on action, these are just gestures. You can do the camera. I think I already went over this in my last video on the Moto Z Play. So real nice stuff in here. It's not overwhelming with bloat, because there's actually no bloat on here. Do I recommend it? With all the other smartphones out there, if you need the mods, like if those mods are something that you're gonna use all the time, then yeah, I would say you know, go ahead and pick this device up. Battery life on here is real good too. You know, the battery is like the main thing on this device. It's like the best battery I've used on any device so far in 2016. This is like the battery king, in my opinion. But if you need battery, like battery is like a main thing, something that'll last maybe like 3 days or 2 days and a half, then this is the device you want to pick up. Screen quality is good, speaker's good, camera's not the greatest, but the overall system, the interface is clean, stock Android. So it's going to be fast, it's going to be fluid. The Snapdragon 625 is very, very good. It's very, I haven't, no lag. It's very, very good as far as getting you, you know, multitasking and all that good stuff. So when Android Nougat comes to this device, it's going to be a top-notch device right there. So yeah, my experience with it, it's been pretty good. It's nothing spectacular, like I'm saying. It's just the same stock Android. It's like I'm not gonna say it's boring, but it's like plain Jane. There's really nothing really extra other than the gestures, and you know, the mods that come with it are pretty cool. But you know, I guess the thrill after about 2 weeks is gone for me. You know what I'm saying? I had a good time with it. It's still a good device. Will I recommend it? Absolutely. But you know, after 2 weeks with it, it's not, to me, in my experience, it's not like something you need to have. This is not it for me. This is a good device with a good battery, good speaker. You know, you got the mods if you're into that. You know, but one thing about with the mods is keep gushing out money to buy the mods. So the phone already is $450. The mods, I think this is like $50. The JBL speaker, that's $80. So it just keeps adding up and adding up and adding up. So you know, when you're said and done, the projector costs almost $300. So when you're said and done, you're actually still gushing out money. Is it worth it? You decide. I don't know. Was I expecting more from this phone? I think I was. I think at $450, if you're gonna go buy this brand new, I think they should have added a little bit more features. I think, you know, the cool things are the mods. After the fever of the mods kind of like goes away, you just kind of get stuck with a plain Jane device. I actually like the device of the Moto mods. Is awesome. I think this is the best innovation of 2016, like I said before. But after 2 weeks, you know, I don't even use the JBL speaker as much as I thought I would. And this I don't even need. This is the extra battery, because the battery on here just lasts for days. So this was something that I rarely even use. I'm using it today because I haven't charged it in about 4 days, and the battery's still going strong. So I would say if you need the mod, and if you need extra battery life, then yeah, go ahead and pick this up. And that's going to conclude my video or my review of the Moto Z Play. That's it. Peace.